Just as expected, Ghislaine Maxwell is making her move, and she's got Donald Trump back into a corner. Trump has already handed her a golden opportunity for a retail, and now she is positioning herself for a political pardon. Let's not forget, back in 2020, Trump reportedly considered pardoning Maxwell because she knows where all the bodies are buried. She has the secret. Now, with public pressure mounting to release the absent file, Trump is spiraling and Ghislaine holds the leverage. Congress wants her to testify, and that's Trump's worst case scenario. She knows too much, and you did not even have to take my word for it. Just ask Ellen, Trump's former liar and absent too. Right now, Ellen is openly urging Donald Trump to either pardon Ghislaine Maxwell or comment her sentence. Despite her being sentenced to over 20 years for her role in absent sex trafficking operation, he is out there publicly calling on Trump to intern, saying plainly, you need to pardon her, you need to reduce her sentence. She knows all the secret, Donald. You get what I am saying. She holds the key. Allen even said it himself, calling Ghislaine Maxwell the absent Rosetta Stone. His exact word, she knows everything. So Allen went to Fox News and laid it all out. He said Ghislaine Maxwell knows everything, calling her the Rosetta Stone of the absent case. He questioned why she has not testified yet and floated the idea that maybe, just maybe, if she were offered a pardon or some kind of deal, she would not need to. Who knows? But do not take my words for it. Listen to Allen in his own words. Play this clip.
You suggest she should be potentially offered congressional immunity to go and testify. Do you think that would happen? And what kind of information would she have that we haven't seen?
She knows everything. She is the Rosetta Stone. She knows everything. She arranged every single trip with everybody. She knows everything. And if she were just given use immunity, she could be compelled to testify. I'm told that she actually would be willing to testify, and there'd be no reason for her to withhold any information. So I don't see any negative in giving her the kind of use immunity that would compel her to testify. So she ought to be summoned in front of a congressional committee.
So just yesterday, Allen appeared on TMZ and doubled down. He said Ghislaine Maxwell should not be in prison and claimed she been treated unfairly. This is coming from Donald Trump's former lawyer, Allen, who was not only close to Trump but also represented absent. And yes, Allen has admitted to getting messages at absent house. Though he insists he kept his underwear on. Just think about the Ghislaine must be thinking right now from behind bars. Hearing all this, here's play the clip.
Over the weekend, you said, and it sure made sense to me, that the key to this case is Ghislaine Maxwell, and that Congress should give her some form of use immunity to get her to talk, because you said she has all the secrets. My question to you is, what's in it for her to do that if all she gets is use immunity? What about cutting her a deal with the sentence she currently has?
Well, that should be done. The sentence she currently has is not a sentence that was really imposed on her. It was imposed on the dead Jeffrey Epstein. You don't get 20 years for being an assistant or a secretary, even if there were serious crimes. And she had nothing to do with any alleged trafficking. In any event, she should have her sentence commuted. She should be given total immunity, call before Congress, and she'll tell everything. She knows everything. She made all the reservations. When I had to fly down to represent him in front of the Palm Beach District Attorney's Office or in front of the U.S. Attorney's Office, she's the one who made the arrangements. She knows who was on his plane. She knows who was innocent. If there were any guilty people, she knows who they are. And if you gave her complete immunity and let her out of prison and made a deal with her, this would solve the problem forever.
One thing I have speculated, I cannot say for certain, is that it was likely Ghislaine Maxwell herself or someone closer to her, like a supporter or family member who handed over that leather-bound book to the Wall Street Journal. That book includes a birthday letter Donald Trump wrote to Jeffrey Epstein for his 50th birthday in 2003. In it, Trump wrote cryptically, "Enigmas never age, and our secrets will always remain together." Jeffrey Trump later denied writing it, claiming, "I do not doodle. I do not use the word enigma, but I have shown you on past episodes." Trump has used that words and he doodles constantly. The Wall Street Journal report on the letter and the other contents of the book was detailed and, in my view, well researched. The broader point is this: I believe this was Ghislaine sending a warning shot to Trump, a message. "I am Rosetta Stone. Donald, I know where the bodies are buried." That letter, just one example, as stays drip, drip, drip. That letter was written during the time Epson was actively trafficking young girls, some of whom were recruited from Mar-a-Lago. Now, members of the Congress are not just calling for the release of Epstein files, they are also pushing for Ghislaine to testify, to put it all on the record. Even Ellen said she should go before Congress and testify, potentially with immunity. And now you have mega Republican rep Thomas Massey saying the same thing. Ghislaine should testify before the Judiciary and Oversight Committees. Let's bring it all into the light. Here's play the clip.
Speaking of the one in prison, do you want Ghislaine Maxwell to testify here before Congress, have a hearing?
I'd love to see her testify.
Have you had a conversation?
I don't see what bad could come of somebody testifying, and I think that could possibly implicate other people and inform us of what we need to know.
Would that be a judiciary or a oversight committee function?
It would probably be judiciary or oversight. I used to serve on oversight. I now serve on judiciary. I'd like to see a joint committee hearing with judiciary.
About 5 days ago, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, better known as Mega Mike, who's essentially taking cue from Donald Trump, made a public statement claiming he supports transparency. He even said he was fine with Ghislaine Maxwell testifying. He made those comments during an appearance with Benny Johnson, a far-right mega podcaster. So first, I will show you the clip. Mega Mike says he is open to Ghislaine testimony. That was 6 days ago. But fast forward today, and his action tell a different story. I will be doing a full breakdown in a separate video on the channel fed. But here's the girls. Mike Johnson is now actively trying to shut down Congress. Why? Because there's growing bipartisan momentum. Yes, Democrats and even some Republicans pushing for a vote to release key Epstein files, and Mega Mike to trying to block that by granting congressional activity to a halt. First, let's roll the clip. What he said to be Benny Johnson.
That concerns either testifying or testimony for Ghislaine Maxwell, potentially before Congress, or if you would support members like Marjorie Taylor Greene or Anna Paulina Luna on the release of subpoenaing the Epstein documents from the DOJ, whether you would support either of those.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Marjorie or Anna about that specific subject, but I'm for transparency. We're intellectually consistent in this. Look, Reagan used to tell us we should trust the American people. I believe in that principle. I know President Trump does as well, and I trust him. I mean, he put together a team of his choosing, and they're doing a great job. It's a very delicate subject, but we should put everything out there and let the people decide it. I mean, the White House and the White House team are privy to facts that I don't know. I mean, this isn't my lane. I haven't been involved in that. But I agree with the sentiment that we need to.
So that was Mike Johnson on Benny Johnson show saying, yeah, we want transparency. But fast forward now, he is putting Congress into recess. He's effectively shutting down all congressional business. And his own words, he says it's because he wants to give Donald Trump space to do what he is doing. Direct quote, I want to give him the space to do what needs to be done. Thinking about that, Mega Mike Johnson literally pushing the entire legislative branch to give Trump space. Meanwhile, Trump, former liar, who also represented Epstein, is out there publicly saying Ghislaine Maxwell should either be pardoned or testify. Seems more than a little suspicious. Here's roll the clip.
So here's what I would say about the Epstein files. There is no daylight between the House Republicans, the House, and the president on maximum transparency. He has said that he wants all the credible files related to Epstein to be released. He's asked the Attorney General to request the grand jury files of the court. All of that is in process right now. My belief is we need the administration to have the space to do what it is doing, and if further congressional action is necessary or appropriate, then we'll look at that. But I don't think we're at that point right now because we agree with the president.
So no vote on this resolution.
No.
We had
And then you have got the usual Trump-aligned media personalities like Mark Levin. You know, with his signature tone, I am Mark Levin, bringing on Mega Mike Johnson. But let's be honest, it's not really an interview. It's more like Trump using Levin as a mouthpiece to deliver marching out to Johnson. Levin basically tells him, we need to stay united on this, Mike. We have got to move on from all this absent stuff. Do not talk about absent anymore. Got it? It's bizarre. Like they are trying to shut the whole thing down in real time. Here's roll the clip.
We have a lot to run on and you have a lot to run against, given the other party. But I will tell you this, we better be united. We better be strong. We better be focused. We better be articulate. We can't waste our time on Epstein and other stuff that are going on here that some people want us to focus on. I'm about had it with all that stuff. We better focus on who we are, what we're doing, where we want to take the country, and what they want to do to the country. Mr. Speaker, God bless you, my friend. I appreciate you very, very much.
You too, Mark. Thanks for all you do. God bless.
Let's break down what Rosetta Stone really means in the context. Because when people call Ghislaine Maxwell that, they are pointing to how much she knows, especially about what went on at Mar-a-Lago. Ghislaine and Epstein were not just occasional guests. They lived right down the street from Donald Trump's resort and would walk over regularly. That's where they found girls like Virginia Giuffre, who was homeless at the time and got a job at Mar-a-Lago as a tour girl. Ghislaine allegedly recruited her there for Epstein, and it did not stop with Virginia. Epstein would allegedly bring underage girls to Fulton in front of Trump. Do you like this one? Offering them up likely they were party favors. That's not speculation. It's come out in sworn disposition and court filings. There were also those famous beauty pageants. Trump would invite dozens of girls, many of unclear age, to private parties at Mar-a-Lago, where was just him, Epstein, and the girls. Even rapper Uncle Lucky from Two Live Crew has said he left one of those parties early because he felt the girls were too young. He showed up the Mike Tyson and Eddie and immediately realized something was not right. Just to hear it from one of the victims herself, Virginia Giuffre. She was 17 when she was recruited while working at Mar-a-Lago. She later became one of the most vocal survivors of Epstein trafficking ring. Tragically, she died by suicide, but her words and testimony are still out there. Here, listen to her tell story in her own words. Play the clip.
Virginia Roberts was working in the spa at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago club in Palm Beach when British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell introduced her to multimillionaire Jeffrey Epstein.
The training started immediately. I mean, it was everything down to how to give a blowjob, how to be quiet, be subservient, give Jeffrey what he wants. A lot of this training came from Ghislaine herself. And being a woman, it kind of surprises you that a woman could actually let stuff like that happen, but not only let it happen, but to groom you into doing it. And then there's Jeffrey who's telling you, I want it this way. No, go slower and don't do that and do that.
And then I think back to the lawsuit filed by a woman who, at the time of the incident, was just 14-year-olds. She's an adult now, but what happened to her as young girls lives and at the heart of the case. This lawsuit filed against Epstein in 2020 includes a striking allegation in paragraph 17 It states that during one of Jan Doy's encounter with Epstein, he brought her, just 14 years old at the time, to Mar-a-Lago and introduced her to its owner, Donald J. Trump. According to the filing, Epstein nudged Trump playfully and, referring to the young girl, said, "This is a good one, right?" Trump allegedly smiled, nodded, and they both laughed. Jan Doy recalled feeling uneasy, thought she was too young at the time to fully understand why. In the lawsuit filed by then 14-year-old Jan Doy, she recounts an incident that took place during the summer of 1994. Jan Doy encountered Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell at Megan Oz camp. At that time, she was merely 13, was a student in voice program. She sat alone on bench between classes when Epstein and Maxwell come up to her. Epstein boasted about being an arts and patron and providing scholarship to promising young artists like Epstein and Maxwell. Conducted a thorough probe into background, family situation, and residence. They attempted to exploit extremely vulnerable young girls, and after bringing her to a Palm Beach, Florida, they began to sexually assault her. Then they brought her to Trump and presented her. Paragraph 17 discuss how they showcase her to Donald Trump. It could be the same 14-year-old girl or another one from Ghislaine Maxwell sex trafficking case. There was a 14-year-old girl named Jan Doe who also claimed she was introduced to Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Once these files are released, we would know where to look and find all of these things. They said, "Honor your deal, Donald." They reminded him that his former labor secretary, who at the time was a U.S. attorney and federal prosecutor, made a non-prosecution agreement with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. That deal granted immunity not only to them but also to their co-conspirators. "You like deal, do not you, Donald?" They said. "Well, then you should honor this one." That's the message being sent. One of Ghislaine Maxwell, the most vocal supporter, is Jessica Red Russ, a prominent mega influencer who frequently visits the White House. She's been seen wearing Free Ghislaine Maxwell gear and was one holding the so-called Phase 1 binders when Trump administration tried to make it look likely they were released the Epstein file when in reality they were not. Right now, she's actually pushing for Donald Trump to grant Ghislaine Maxwell either a retrial or a pardon. It's clear Ghislaine has launched a strategic offensive from behind bars. Trump's own former lawyer publicly backing the idea, taking about a retrial or a pardon, and hinting that she is now where the bodies are buried. It's a not subject.